It's early. A damp mist gathers near the ground, and it's hugging at my ankles with each step. The air carries a faint grit from yesterday's oils on the road. My breath had gone steady, but it's also shallow. I notice how I keep glancing to the side, as if expecting someone else to be walking with me. My body just feels aware of proximity, even when I'm alone. There's no tension in that awareness, though. It's just an acknowledgement that I'm not the only one near the flame anymore.
The ember stirs, the morning calls. Curiosity moves through it all.
You're joining me on the Ember Walk, where curiosity meets motion. I'm David Dysart. Together, we'll take a few minutes to step through one idea that shapes the craft of enrollment. Working beside the flame is different than feeding it alone. When it's only you, the rhythm is simple. You make the call, you swing the hammer, you adjust your approach without asking for permission. But the moment someone else steps towards the fire with their own intent, the actual craft changes. If you force it to stay true to your rhythm, you'll burn both of you. If you back away to avoid the friction, well, the flame drops below a working heat. True collaboration at the forge happens in that uncomfortable middle, where you keep your stance without forcing theirs, where you listen to their emotion without abandoning your own. This isn't about compromise. Compromise weakens metal. This is about balance through tension. One of the hardest lessons I learned early in collaboration was that partnership begins the moment you resist fixing someone else's swing. I used to jump in fast. A colleague would move slower or just approach from a different direction, and I'd assume that they didn't understand the stakes. More often than I want to admit, they weren't wrong. They were just working with information I hadn't bothered to hear. Years back, during a high-stakes yield push, a teammate suggested holding back an email we'd already queued just because they felt that the timing was too aggressive. I almost dismissed the concern. I had built the flow. I thought I understood the urgency better. For whatever reason, I stayed quiet long enough to ask why they felt that way. They didn't talk about data. They talked about the students' emotional volatility that week. I hadn't considered that because I was looking at the numbers, not the timing of their distractions. Well, we adjusted the send date, and I was wrong. They saw it before I did. Working beside the flame means being willing to acknowledge when you're not the only one who understands heat. Collaboration is not soft. It's a disciplined presence with someone who cares enough to challenge you. It doesn't reduce strength, it distributes it. Today, notice where someone else is already working near the flame. Ask yourself if you're protecting your rhythm or if you're actually strengthening the forge. Choose one moment to listen before you correct, and one moment to hold your stance without surrendering intent. Let your spark speak, and let us know in the comments or DM me. How did that project turn out? Let your pace settle into the awareness that others may walk beside you, even when you can't see them. Heat is shared more often than it's declared. And that's the Ember Walk. The forge is yours now. Go make something worth the heat.
Step by step, the spark will talk. This is the end.